Hi guys, I'm Dominique and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I'll be explaining to you how you can apply for paid brand deals. If you're an upcoming influencer or if you're an influencer, I'm going to share the different tips and tricks that I use. I'm going to share the platforms that I use and the different techniques that I use in order to get paid as a travel influencer. So let's get into the video. The number one way that a lot of influencers get paid is through basically brand deals. Through brand deals or company deals. This means that a company like Amazon, a company like Walmart, a company like Target will basically reach out to influencers, or like I do on my end, I reach out to different companies as well. These brands would reach out to influencers, or like I said, I would reach out to them myself and basically get in contact with them for paid advertisement. And paid advertisement is just like any other advertisement. The commercials that you see on TV, the billboards that you see, that's basically how influencers get paid, but they do it through social media. So they basically call it social media advertisement. And with social media advertisement, you're basically doing what you see on TV. And you know how they run the little commercials on TV? That's basically how influencers get paid, but instead of doing it on TV, or like I said, doing it on those billboards, you're gonna see it on their social media platforms, meaning their Facebook, their Twitter, their Instagram, however the brand wants to work with you as far as paid promotion. That's where you're gonna see those advertisements across those social media platforms. For myself, like I said, in the beginning, I would usually reach out to different brands. There's tons and tons of different ways that I reach out to different brands. Like I always tell people, if you're an upcoming influencer, I would highly recommend reaching out to smaller brands at first, because it's gonna be kind of difficult to get a larger brand to work with you, especially like if you're an upcoming influencer or you already like don't have a huge platform. It's gonna be kind of hard to get brands to work with you. So what I always recommend to upcoming influencers is work with either smaller businesses or business that are in your area. Basically in your area, meaning wherever you live. If you live in Miami, like myself, or if you just live in Florida in general, like myself, reach out to local brands that are in your area. Local brands or small businesses across the world. Those are the best brands to reach out to and work with when you're an upcoming influencer. And like I said in my previous video, you're basically offering a service for a service. So this means reaching out to the brand and saying, hey, my name is such and such, and I'm a lifestyle and travel influencer, or I'm a beauty influencer, or I'm a such and such influencer here in Miami or wherever you're based. I was looking to obtain a collaboration with your company. These are my social media platforms, and these are my rates. If you're an upcoming influencer, in the beginning, a lot of brands are not going to want to pay you. But like I always tell people, try to get at least something basically for your time, even if it's $50. Like a lot of influencers in Miami that do restaurant reviews, like I always tell them, at least try to get something, because you have to look at it as you're using your gas to get back and forth to that location. And a lot of these places here in Miami, they charge for parking. So you're using your gas back and forth and you're paying for parking, and the only thing that they want to offer you is free food. So try to get something to at least reimburse you for your gas as well as to cover your parking. Like I always tell people, if you even ask them for like $50 to start, that's something, that's a start. But don't let a lot of these companies try to talk you into basically promoting their business for free. I understand, you know, like I said, a lot of the small businesses, they're just starting off, but you're just starting off as well. And a lot of companies, they have the budget in order to pay influencers, but they just don't want to. But yeah, like I said, reach out to these small businesses, these small companies. You can reach out to them through direct message. That's the method that I usually use. I reach out to them through direct message, or I reach out to them through email. I feel like email is more professional. That's just basically how I look at it. I'm pretty sure that these companies get tons of direct messages a day. Like I said, I either use email in order to get in contact with them, and you can easily find a company's email. For example, if you go to a business's Instagram page, and once you're on their page, there's usually a follow button and there's a contact button. When you click the contact button, an email would 9 times out of 10 pop up. So what I would do is I would copy and paste that email, send them a strong worded email, send them my social media links, send them my media kit. That's another video I'm gonna have to share with you guys on how to create a media kit. but I send them my social media links, I send them my media kit, and I send them my proposal, which is basically me offering a service for a service, like I told you guys. There's also, if you go to like a small business's website, if you don't find their email on their Instagram account or their social media account, you can always go to the company's website. There's always a contact us page on the company's website. Sometimes it lists an email address, or sometimes it's just like a contact us form that you can fill out. I would basically recommend doing it either way because you're bound to get in contact with someone. But like I said, if you cannot get in contact with them through email, meaning you can't find their email address, then reaching out to them through direct message on social media is another great method that you can use. Like I said, that's my method right there, how I reach out to companies. Companies, for the most part, they reach out to me nowadays because I've grown with my following. What I would usually do is when I'm reaching out to companies, I try to do this maybe like a couple times out of the month, where I would basically just sit down and look at other influencers that were in my niche. And like I said, if you watched my previous video, your niche is your topic of interest, like the topic that you're covering or the topic that you discuss on your social media platform. I would look at other influencers pages in my niche, and I would see what other companies they work with, especially when it comes to paid advertisement. I would make a full list of those companies, right? What I would do is I would search for their email addresses, and I would basically just reach out to all of those companies that I found and ask them for a paid collaboration. I was thinking about selling that list, but I don't know, I'm not too sure, but I still have a couple of lists of different companies that I work with and their email addresses. So if you want to purchase that list, just let me know in the comments below. I have to think of a price if I do want to sell it, but I think I might sell that list to you guys. I'm not sure yet. That's just one way that I get paid as an influencer, and a lot of influencers get paid. Brand advertisement. Brand advertisement is the most important. That's number one. Another way that I get paid as an influencer, or other influencers get paid as influencers, is through third-party companies. And these third-party companies are influencer marketing companies. So what you do is you basically go to these influencer marketing company websites and you sign up as a creator or as an influencer. And what these companies do is they connect influencers with different brands for paid advertisement. This way is much simpler compared to the brand partnerships way. With this way, you don't have to go out and search for different companies and reach out to different companies. All you do is basically sign up on these platforms, and there's usually a list of different campaigns that you can choose from and sign up for. And if the company is interested in you, they'll usually reach back out to you through that platform. The only thing is, with these campaigns, there's a set budget already made. So they would usually say, oh, okay, for this campaign, we want you to do this, and we want you to do that, and we want you to post 3 TikTok videos, 2 Instagram stories, 1 Instagram feed post, and they would usually set a price already. That's the price that they're gonna pay you to create the content for them. So with the only downfall with these sort of platforms is the pay isn't usually a lot with these campaigns, but when you reach out to individual companies yourself, or when companies reach out to you, you can set your own price. So this is a good idea. If you're an influencer, or if you're an upcoming influencer and you want to get paid, these third-party influencer marketing platforms are so good to sign up for. I'm going to name a couple that I use. I list the pros and cons, but I'm going to name a couple that I use. The first one that I use is Coley. I'm going to list them right here. But Coley, in the beginning, Coley was a great influencer marketing platform. The pay was great. The campaigns are usually great. They didn't require like a lot of content creation. I feel like after a while, they started to go a little bit downhill for me, because the pay ended up getting lower, and the amount of work that these brands wanted you to create was basically not worth the pay. So I still use Coley to this day, but I only apply for certain campaigns. So Coley is number 1. Number 2 is Activate. This was actually the very first influencer marketing platform that I signed up for, and this is actually the first platform that I got my first brand deal on. Although it wasn't a lot, I think it was about like $150, and they wanted me to post like a Snapchat video, basically of like a drink, if I'm not mistaken. It was like a drink. It was just one little Snapchat video. But with this platform, this was the very first platform that I received my first paid advertisement from. With this platform, pros are they do post a lot of great company campaigns, especially a lot of large companies. The only downfall with this platform is it's very hard to get selected on their platform for like campaigns, especially if you don't have like a large following. Like even with my following, I would say every once in a while on this platform I get chosen for campaigns. Like it's very rare on this platform that I get chosen for campaigns. But like I said, they were the very first platform that I signed up for and I received my first paid campaign. Another one that I use is a platform called Massive Sway. I love this one as well. They post a lot of good campaigns here as well. But just like Activate, just like the previous one that I showed you, it is kind of hard to get selected for a campaign on this platform. I've been chosen for like a few campaigns on this platform that pay very well. Another one is Aspire IQ. I think I did maybe 1 or 2 campaigns on this platform, and that was with CVS if I'm not mistaken. It was with CVS. Coley, like I always tell people, Coley chooses me like back to back for campaigns, which is why I love them. But like I said, in the beginning they were great, but after a while they just started to go like downhill as far as pay and like the amount of posts they wanted. Like a ridiculous amount, like 10 TikTok videos, like 12 Insta stories, 5 Instagram feed posts, and they only want to pay like $200. For that amount of work, that's not enough. But like I said, Coley is like one of the platforms that I consistently use. And another platform that I use is a platform called Clever. Now with Clever, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Real Clever. I'm gonna list it here as well. That's actually one of my favorite platforms to use because they send you like email notifications of different companies that they're working with, or they send you an email notification of the different campaigns that you can sign up for. Compared to these other platforms, I know the only other platform that sends me like email notifications consistently about campaigns that they currently have available is Coley. But with Real Clever, I love this platform, and I feel like they always choose me for their campaigns. Like I've had some of the biggest campaigns on Real Clever, but those are just some of the third-party platforms that I use in order to receive paid advertisement. And number 3, and the last and final part, is how I get paid as a travel influencer. This is just from my experience personally, and this is when I travel. Like I always tell people, when I travel, I usually go on these things called press trips. And with the press trips, they cover everything and they create an entire itinerary for me for things that they want me to cover while I'm in their city or while I'm in their state. This is another way that I get paid. How they usually pay is they usually pay like a daily stipend. Now the stipend depends on sometimes the company, and sometimes the company will agree with the amount that you want. So I would say on the lower end, it's about a couple of $100s a day, which isn't too bad, especially like if it's a fully sponsored trip. On the higher end, like overall throughout like the amount of days, say if you're there for like 5 or 6 days, that money usually adds up. It's always a great way to receive pay, especially as a travel influencer. A lot of tourism agencies, which are the agencies that I go through in order to receive sponsored trips, a lot of them do not offer a daily stipend, which sometimes it really doesn't bother me, because like if I'm getting a full trip, like my entire trip is covered, like my entire trip is free, like I don't have to worry about anything, then that's always great for me. But it does add a little extra value, especially when you're getting paid to go on a free trip. The last and final way that influencers get paid, or that I get paid as an influencer, is of course selling your own personal products. I do want to come out with like a merch line, or even like a luggage line, since my niche is more so travel and lifestyle, but through products. So products meaning like ebooks. One way that I get paid is through my ebooks. What I usually do is I create travel guides of places that I've been to, and some of you have purchased them, which I appreciate a lot. But I create travel guides of places that I've been to, and I create like a full, like companies do for me, I create like a full itinerary, and I just add suggestions as well for places that I didn't get to visit but that I did want to visit while I was there. I create those travel guides and I basically sell them on my website. But a lot of people get paid through, like I said, creating ebooks or hard copy books or products, or like courses. That's another way that influencers get paid. So if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions that you want me to answer in my next video, I'll be sure to answer those questions for you. Leave some suggestions in the comments below as to what you want me to cover as an influencer and what you want me to talk about. But be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, stay tuned for my next video.